everyone. Welcome to Friday, the first Friday in the month of February, by the way. It's the third day of the month. And this is taking you straight to the weekend. But this was how Thursday looks like across a couple of markets in our jurisdiction in Frontier Africa. Nigerian stock market, the NGX All-Share Index went up strongly as we saw the shares of MTN, Good Power, and MTN, the largest telco, revved up. So they lifted the market roughly 1%. The banking sector, however, softened. So we crossed 53,998 yesterday on the market, just a shy of 54,000. If that trajectory continues today, you can likely see the Nigerian All-Share Index on the NGX up at 54,000 level. The PRVM closed flattish 200.76. That's the composite. The Egyptian market went to the weekend. Thursday is the final trading day in the week. The EGX 30 was down by roughly 1%. The Nairobi stock market continued on that positive traction that we saw at the middle of the week by 26 basis points yesterday, while the South African market, the biggest exchange on the continent, softened by just about 2 basis points, still looking for that 80,000 where the market was towards the end of January. Great. So let's bring in a couple of economic news, business, as well as earnings numbers to spice up the whole thing for you this morning. Let's look into the East African market region to get the whole thing started. Access Bank of Nigeria says it's still looking at another opportunity to pick up another commercial bank after the initial deal with a Syrian bank hits the rocks. So that is just coming through as we head into the weekend. Kenya's January core inflation at a 4-year high, 4.3%, because of the rise in commodity prices, while the country is looking to start exports of value-added tea to Australia. Tea is one of Kenya's main agro-product exports of the country. Tanzanian banks, according to latest reports, posted about 1.16 trillion shillings, local currency in shillings, in profit for 2022 full year because of the new policies by the government. While the International Civil Aviation Authority, or ICAO, has elevated Somalia's airspace to Class A, and that is coming after 30 years. Well, congratulations to the authorities in Somalia, by the way. Let's get into the West Africa with Nigeria still reeling as far as the new currency note is concerned. Next week is the deadline, by the way, February the 10th. The central bank came out yesterday and said there should be, from today, banks should start paying 20,000 naira of the new currency notes, 200, 500, 1,000 across the counter, to try and ease the shortage of new local currency that is being experienced across the country over the past couple of days. But there's a big story today which has to do with the S&P Global Ratings. It's expected to release a new report today. The Nigeria's finance minister yesterday complained bitterly about Moody's downgrade of Nigeria's sovereign rating from B3 to CAA1 last Friday. And she said, the Villa yesterday at the media briefing, that she expects the S&P ratings, which will be out today, to be much better and give a fair assessment of the situation of the Nigerian economy than Moody's Investor Services last week. So let's see what the numbers look like when it's out today. An NGX rally snubbed by Moody's sovereign rating last week, downgrade to non-investment grade, and similar rating action taken on some of the Nigerian banks, 9 banks, which include some of the biggest names: Access Bank, UBA, Zenith Bank, First City Monument Bank, and a couple of others. Ghana is likely to secure the IMF $3 billion facility in the first quarter that we're currently in. Well, that's been seriously optimistic, and we're keeping that in mind for the country, despite the recent situations. But there are optimism that Ghana will get that funding from the IMF, sorely needed to help the city ramp up, stabilize a whole lot more, and help balance shortage of currency liquidity in one of West Africa's big economy. Let's take it all up again to Southern Africa, where news coming through around Eskom and the load shedding is still a major source of concern. But the authorities are trying to have their hang on it. There are protests coming up about the state of electricity, the load shedding between stage 6 and stage 5, which is currently ongoing. The protests are not helping. Economies, businesses are complaining, and the economy is expected to suffer as far as the GDP is concerned in over the next 2 years. That's according to the central bank, the SARB, at its last meeting just about 2 weeks ago. The GSE listed chemical group Omnia, it says, is in a deal with the PNE for to produce green ammonia products in South Africa. And numbers are coming through from the mining companies, Anglo American and Amplats, report in 2022 refined PGM better than expected. The outlook for this year has been retained. Anglo American is also reporting its numbers over the last 24 hours. Quite all of this are coming through in South Africa. But let's take it all up into the North Africa space just to sum it all up on Frontier Opening Bell today. Tunisia's political crisis is still on. The index yesterday, the stock market, the Tunis index, fell as investors got a little bit jittery about what the road map is for President Said's administration. So the Tunis index is down from 8,300, where it started the new year, now around 8,100. That is part of the big stories on the northern part of the continent that we're bringing to your attention. So let's finish it up on that note and say thank you very much, everyone, for watching the show. Have a great weekend, and let's get together on Monday and continue from here. Bye for now, and I'll see you then.